Welcome to On the Mic with Melissa Ebsch, and I have Judge Chris Taylor with me. Hey!
Hello, Melissa.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. I'm excited to talk to you and ask you a few questions. So
Absolutely.
we're going to dive right in. How's that? All right.
Sure.
So obviously, why are you running for the Wisconsin Supreme Court now? And what do you believe is at stake in this election for voters across the state?
Well, first of all, thanks so much for having me, Melissa. It's a real pleasure. I love being back in Marinette. It's a great community. And I am running for the Wisconsin Supreme Court because I care deeply about the people of the state of Wisconsin. They deserve a court that is going to protect their rights and their freedoms and stand up for them, not prioritize the big money special interests and the billionaires that tried to buy a seat on our state Supreme Court just this last April. They need a justice who's on their side, and I'm that justice. I have spent 30 years as an attorney, a legislator, a judge at both the circuit court and now the Court of Appeals, protecting people's rights, making sure they are heard and that they get a fair chance in court. Everybody deserves that, but unfortunately there have been so much money and all of these out-of-state powerful special interests trying to buy a seat on our state Supreme Court, and we have to resist that. And I'm running for the people. I will be a justice for the people of the state of Wisconsin.
I like that. For the people. That's exactly the way it should be. So access to justice is a concern for many Wisconsinites, especially in rural and working class communities. How would your experience help address those gaps at the Supreme Court level?
Such a good question. I come from not a family of lawyers or judges. I come from a very working class family that taught me from a young age that the laws can be used to help people, because my grandma, as a single mom, struggled to raise my mom until she got a union job and got a decent wage and was able to help my mom go through college. My mom became an elementary school teacher. So I understand the struggles of working people so well. That is in my blood and in my bones from how I grew up. And I am committed to doing everything I can to make sure that people have access to justice. What does that mean? It means that the court needs to go out to communities. That's what it's doing now. We need to take the Supreme Court to communities, to have our oral arguments right in your neighborhood, so people can come, can listen, so we travel to them and they don't have to travel to us. We need to spend time in classrooms and in schools educating our kids about the importance of the state Supreme Court. It's imperative that I be an independent justice, but I will never be isolated from the people. I am not going to be somebody, I have never been somebody to just sit and write my decisions. I go out to the community, and as an appellate judge, I've been in a lot of the 24 counties that elected me, doing presentations, having a dialogue. That is really important. So I think first off, being accessible to people, making sure that our court system is open and accessible. Of course, it needs more resources. There's a lot of people who struggle, who don't get representation and have serious legal issues. So we need to be making sure that those kinds of things, that we're doing what we can at the state Supreme Court level to support efforts to make sure that people have attorneys. When I was on the trial court, I would not have attorneys for some of the people coming in front of me, some of the defendants coming in front of me, and have to, get on the phone to call attorneys and beg them to take cases. So we have a real shortage. On the policy realm, that's really for the legislature to address, but I think there's a lot that the state Supreme Court can do to highlight the problem of access, and that we do need more resources for people who really struggle and can't get into court to get their problem solved.
Well, I know how that goes.
You and so many others.
I mean, my husband and I are going through a thing with sister-in-law with our my mother-in-law who passed away, and it's a mess. But yeah, we finally were able to retain a lawyer, but it took a while because, sometimes you just don't have access to a ton of money to get a lawyer.
Expensive.
It is.
And one of the things I really want to emphasize with my campaign is I am very aware of the struggles that rural communities have, not just in accessing legal services, but accessing so many things.
Right.
Healthcare. I want people to know I am going out in this campaign all over the state. I care deeply about people in every part of the state. I think the law should be a tool to improve their lives, to make their lives better, and to bring justice to them. And so I really invite my rural communities, rural neighbors, anybody who cares about justice to join this campaign.
Definitely. Well, finally, one more question. If voters remember just one thing about your campaign, what do you hope it is?
I hope they remember that I care deeply about them. I have always been motivated to stand up against injustice when I saw it as a child, when I saw a child being bullied on the playground. So I hope people, and if there's one thing I can convey, it's that I care about the people of the state deeply. That is why I'm running, and that is why I'm asking for their support on April 7th.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I could stay here a lot longer chatting with you.
I know. We have some good conversation.
Yes. Well, I'll have to come back. Right?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. Absolutely. So, well, I could ask you a ton more questions off of a different sheet. But
well, save them for next time.
Definitely. I will do that for sure. But everybody else, thanks for tuning in, and thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.